What's going on, everybody? Big Tone in the building. Got a couple things I want to talk about. Mainly, it's just really me starting my journey. This video doesn't represent the beginning of my journey. It's more so the beginning of me recording my journey. But I've been in the medical field going on about 2 years now. That being said, no, I'm not a nurse yet, but that is a goal down the line. 2 years ago, actually 3 years ago, I was on the outside of the hospital, valet, parking cars for patients, picking them up as they come out. I never forget it. I always looking on the inside like, dang, people walking out with their scrubs and stuff on. I'm like, man, what I gotta do to put them scrubs on? So a year later, I wiggled my way in. Transportation. I'm grateful for the opportunity. That was definitely a blessing. Having a little back sense. So yeah, that was coming inside of the hospital. That was 2 years ago. And so, like I said, I came in transportation. In transportation, I was basically transporting patients to and from their room, to their x-rays, MRIs, pretty much whatever procedure the doctor had scheduled for them. And I had grew to actually love transporting because my patients is what actually got me through the day. Like, cause I used to just talk to my patients. Every patient I used to talk to, it was always a different story. And that was, you know what I'm saying, really just how I got through the day. Just talking to people and just opening up, you know, that was really a part of me that I never really did. You know, I was always kind of like a closed box. So transporting those patients, they kind of put me in a different space. More, you know, so like I said, I did that for a year. And after doing it for a year or so, seeing a lot, always helping the nurses whenever I could, you know, putting the patients on the bed, helping them with the IV bags, and just whatever I needed to do as a transporter to help and make their job easier. That's what I thought my job was, at least. And it was cool, you know, I wasn't, of course, we was at the bottom of the barrel, you know. We wasn't the nurses or the doctors or, you know what I'm saying, the techs and stuff like that. So we was just more so the people they call whenever they needed their patient transported. But like I said, I never really looked at it like I was at the bottom or whatever. It was just more so, I knew it was a grind from there. You know, it's the first step in. So from there, like I said, I did that for a year. And last year, around about August 5th, down there to be exact, I transferred to Central Processing Department, which now you see the gray scrubs on. So I'm coming up on my year anniversary in this department, 2-year anniversary for me being in this hospital. It's all been a journey, man. Like, I wouldn't take nothing back from it. All of the people that gave me these opportunities, the different co-workers that I, you know, work with, and the advice and things that they give me, it's all, I'm taking it all in, you know, just with me on this journey. So now, the department that I'm in, Central Processing, it may be different for a lot of other hospitals, but for this hospital that I'm in, it's not really, you would think coming into this department that you would just come in on the tech side of it. But to be on the tech side, you actually have to do a lot of, get a lot of hours on the job of decontamination, cleaning, learning how to put the trays together, all of that things of that nature. That's how you become a certified tech. So I haven't yet made it to that side of the department. My job is more so a runner of the department. So whenever the OR, that's our biggest that's not a competitor. That's our biggest customer. That was a real brain fart. But yeah, the ORs, trauma OR, general OR, burn OR, those are the general customers of my department. And honestly, without central processing, the hospital would cease to exist pretty much. So, but yeah, back to the material side of it. So I'm more of a runner. So basically, whenever ORs call for the certain surgical tray that they may need, they call my department, let us know we need this tray in this OR room during this surgery or whatever. And so I work overnight. So for me, my responsibility is to basically put my mask on, y'all. It's supposed to be social distancing and practicing, the pandemic and all that good thing. So I'm gonna put my mask on. So for me, like I said, the main thing that I have to do is make sure that all of the case carts for the first cases are pulled for the morning. And each case cart is basically what has the instruments and the trays that the techs make. And the trays that go on each case basically depends on what kind of case or what kind of surgery they're having. And that's pretty much the real of it, Like I said, I make the case carts, make sure the case carts are ready in the morning. And as the techs, as they sterilize the trays, they come out on this rack. And as they come out on the rack, when it cools down, my job is to basically put the trays on the shelf. And as you work in the department, you get to understand the setup of the trays, and they got signs pretty much to help you. You got more so you got the general area of the trays general area is more so like the stomach, I will guess. So you got like book Walters, lap trays, lap retractors. Then you go to the plastic side of things. You got plastic trays, facial fracture. Come on this side on the ortho wall. You got all kind of major ortho, cordless drivers, bolt attractions, different ortho trays. The next rack you got ENT things. Over here we got the burn trays. Right here we got the cardiovascular, so I see thoracoscopy tray, the coronary artery tray, vascular accessory. So yeah, that's pretty much, like I said, I just, as they sterilize and clean the trays, my job is to pretty much put the trays on the shelf, make sure they don't, and as I put them up, make sure that each tray has a lock, each tray has been sterilized, and as trays come out, as they come out to the case cart area, each tray, whether it's wrapped or whether it's in a Genesis pan, they all have different indicators. As in the black stripes on the tray, the dot will turn before it gets sterilized, it will be like blue, I believe. And these are just different indicators on that the tray has been through all of the sterilization steps and has been sterilized, basically. And so once it gets to me, last thing for it to do is get up on the shelf. And once it gets up on the shelf, like I said, I come in at night, I give me a schedule, all the cases that's in the morning. Each case on the schedule, each case has a pick list, and the pick list basically tells you the different trays for the surgery that they're doing. And I just basically, like I said, I just make sure each case cart has the trays that they need for the surgery that they're doing. And outside of the different original trays like ortho, neuro, you have vendor trays. And that's basically, vendor trays are trays that different reps like Smith & Nephew, Medtronic, Stryker, those type of companies, they basically keep their trays here as vendors to, I guess, help with the process of, instead of the trays having to always come in and out the door, so we kind of have a storage space for them. And they trays pretty much the same way. They clean them, process them. And yeah, that's pretty much about it, y'all. This is just the first video, so you know I'm trying to help somebody out.
You talking to me?
Nah. Anybody who may be looking to enter the central processing department, there's many different ways you can enter. So if there is a question after anyone watches these videos, any questions you have, any questions I can answer, I will answer to my best knowledge. If I can't, I have a team of people who got plenty of knowledge themselves. And hey, we can get you those answers.